Yo, what's going on, my people? Welcome back to yet another show. Arsenal 5, Leeds 0. Leeds, newly promoted, have been baptized by fire today at the Emirates. The wait is finally over. Arsenal are back to winning ways. Yeah, last weekend and faced Manchester United. Not really a convincing win, but they did come back from Old Trafford, a difficult place to go to. They came back with 3 points, and everyone was talking about how lucky they were. Generally, Arsenal still has a lot of gaps because there are some pieces of play that are not really working out. But this doesn't mean that they don't need to win games. They're winning games. They need to win games, and through winning games, they'll be able to, put their house in order. Of course, performance wise, you could feel like the fluidity is not yet there because a lot of players come in and they need to gel, which hopefully they will in the coming weeks. But with Leeds, they did not really disturb Arsenal at all. I can't remember any time where I felt like they were going to score. And if anything, it's Arsenal who really took long to be on the score sheet. And so, big performance, and not the best that you could expect from a title contender. But you can only beat what is ahead of you. So, 5 goals, 2 goals from Victor Gyokeres, number 14, 2 goals and an assist from one of the most underrated players in world football. Let me say, one of the most underrated players, defenders, I should say, in world football is Julian Timber. This brother was unlucky not to feature that much last season because he came in and got a long-term injury. When he came in, there's no time I could remember this brother has put a foot wrong. No time has he caused an error that has led to a goal. No time has this brother been sent off stupidly, as we see some other players being sent off. So he's a full professional. This guy, whenever he plays, he never puts a foot wrong, like I said. And so tonight he showed, despite his short stature, he's not the tallest. Julian Timber is 5'8", 5'9", so he's not the tallest. We have tall players playing for Arsenal. We have tall players playing in the Premier League, but this guy scored from a corner. This is not the first one he scored, because I do remember he scored another corner. I don't know which game was that. And then scored a second and made an assist for the Saka's goal. Player of the match for me, but I want to remind you that this brother means business. It did not cost 100 million. That's why his performances sometimes goes under the radar. But we have to give him his flowers. He's not a well-spoken, doesn't really like the limelight. But if you are talking about Arsenal defensive prowess, why Arsenal is one of the best teams defensively in the world of football, you have to mention, when you're mentioning Gabriel Magalhaes, when you're mentioning the likes of Saliba, Lewis Kelly, I rarely hear people talk about this gentleman, Julian Timber. So he should be part of the conversation. Julian Timber is not your normal guy. He's a brilliant player, and we're done to him. And of course, another goal from Bukayo Saka, who I thought played well, played so well until he went down. And that brings me to my fear. Too many injuries. Just 2 games in, 3 injuries. We don't know the extent of these two injuries. Of course, we know from last weekend. But again, my concern is about the number of injuries to the key players. Last weekend against Manchester United, it was Kai Havertz who went down. We don't know the extent of that injury. Now Bukayo Saka went down. Martin Odegaard, who is the captain, went down, and it's becoming scary. what is going on, especially for Saka, because it's not long since he came back from another injury. So this cannot continue. And eventually in this game we saw Eberechi Eze eventually being unveiled as an Arsenal player. What a joy to be alive as an Arsenal fan. Times we have all dreamed. I know Eberechi Eze has not kicked the ball for Arsenal, but seeing him there clapping the boys, and maybe next time, maybe next game, he will be on the pitch, gives us more joy, because when Odegaard is not working or is not clicking, we can as well think to ourselves, Eberechi Eze is on the bench, and that is what we've been asking for. That is what was lacking last season. Looking at the bench, you could not see any player who could influence or get on the field and put in performances that we were looking for. But this time around, I think the gaffer has to get things right. He has got the players, he has all the support from the hierarchy, the management and the owners, but now he has to perform. He has to get it right. I know it's still early, players have not gelled really well, but the chemistry will come as we go along. So let me know what you thought about the game. I'll be talking to you in my next one. Bye.